Lock 17, we'll go Ultra, and we'll start with native. Ultra native. Okay, so Ultra native. It's definitely running better than the 5050. Same laptop 5050. That was getting around 60-ish, somewhere around there. And there. And it was running a little bit lower here, but overall it's running quite well. No VRAM issues at 1080p. Easy 60 experience here. Yeah, it's going to run well. You could use scaling, I guess, but the 5060 is, it is actually a good GPU for 1080p gaming. 1440p, sure, you'll need some scaling here and there, especially due to VRAM. Yeah, that was pretty good. You can do a walkthrough with a little bit of scaling here. You will not need frame gen unless you throw on some crazy ray tracing or something. Transformer model, you can get away with more of it. It looks better. So go like that. It's a little transformer model is actually a little bit hard to run. Like, it actually is intensive. So you do want to turn it up slightly because it looks good, but it's also a bit harder to run than the traditional. So you don't want to run it on a very low setting because it's like you're adding like calculations to the system. I don't think you really need it. It was pretty well without, to be honest, but you could toss it on for some extra frames. But I don't think you actually need it in this game. It runs quite well, to be quite honest. It was a very successful walkthrough without scaling. I mean, we can try. I didn't do it on the 4050 because it's just too much. But we can try a little bit of ray tracing. We can go like ray tracing medium. I mean, we could turn that up even higher. Oh, performance. Let's try it. Give it a sec here to kick in. Performance is not too bad because transformer model. I would not be doing this on the older DLSS on 1080p, but with transformer model looks so damn good. Like, you can see there's no sparklies or jankies. It might be slightly softer, but I mean, we're on a 17-inch 1080p screen, so yeah, I mean, you can actually get by with some decent ray tracing here. This isn't a heavy traced reflection area, but yeah. With ray tracing, just use a little bit more scaling, and you'll have a good time, so. You can see the GPU is getting close to 100, not quite. I consider 100 to be like full performance on a 5060, because it basically is. 110 or 100 to 115 is like no difference. 80 is still actually very good for 5060, but I mean, 80, 85 is kind of where I want to be at, and I consider that like good performance. So that's running really well, actually. Okay, let's do a little bit of Oblivion. Okay, so 1080p high native, and you're gonna have no problem. Pulling a good amount of watts here, 95. Basically 100. It's actually playing more. That's good to see. Basically getting full wattages here. It's rated for 115, but that doesn't mean anything. So I guess it was basically full. Easy 60. Some drops here and there, but honestly it's running really well. Now, when I went up to Epic on the 4050, it imploded, and I think that was VRAM, and based on that, I'm going to say this is probably going to be exactly the same. So watch this, implosion. It's one of the issues with the 4050, the 4060, 4070. 4050 not so much because I mean, it's not as powerful anyways, but you get a 4060, 4070 and you start to hit VRAM issues here. Look at that. So much input latency too. So yeah, like it's nauseating. So that's VRAM. That's one of the issues with the 4060 and the 5060 and 5070 is VRAM. You're going to be able to hit performance levels that would actually cause VRAM issues. So Ultra is too much for this GPU, but High is going to run really well, primarily due to VRAM. You can put on DLSS, for example, on balanced, but you really don't need it. But if you want high FPS, especially in some areas, say you hit like an Oblivion gate or something, it can go down. And here, you know, in these scenes where you're transitioning quite a bit, it's still going to be well above 60. Yeah. So it's going to run quite well. Just be aware that Epic is just out of reach, honestly, in most cases for a 8GB GPU. You really do need more. You need like 9 or 10, to be honest. So 5070 Ti is where you're really going to get into that. However, it looks good without that. Now, you can also do stuff like you could come down here and you could go change some of them. So we'll go high here, like that. And then here, we'll turn up textures to ultra. So high, ultra. I'm not sure how it will run. Looks like textures are pretty heavy on VRAM because that's 7. That's okay. So yeah, now I think we'll be fine. And that's just also going to kind of prove that it's a VRAM issue, because with Epic textures and everything else on high, it's running fantastic. You can probably get by without scaling, to be honest. Oh, look at that. That was weird. Let's try it without scaling even. If the VRAM doesn't implode, it should be okay. So this is a high preset on everything, and then Epic textures, yeah, it's running just fine. VRAM is not tanking, so yeah. As long as you keep it under that, it's going to be a really good experience here. Sorry, bro. Horizon Forbidden West runs decently on the 5050. I suspect it's going to run considerably better on the 5060, to be honest. But let's see. Okay, so here we are in Horizon Forbidden West. We are at high. Looks good. No scaling. No dynamic. Actually, we'll turn off scaling to start. No frame gen. Let's see how that looks here. I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, not bad. The 5050 wasn't able to get 60 here, obviously. But it was doing okay. This is a fair bit ahead here. Similar to that with scaling. Yeah, so you'll probably be pretty good to just do high native most of the time. And just go like that. No real issues here. You can try, want to step up very high. Yeah, that's going to be a little low, but you can probably do a little bit of scaling, but let's see. Very high. It's not bad. Honestly, it's not bad. You're getting similar performance on very high. Interesting. Just blasting the GPU. Now, if we did want to try something like silent mode, just make it nice and quiet, maybe turn it down, go down to high. See high silent mode. Huge drop on the GPU, obviously. It's not bad. 45, it's not bad at all. Let's come up here. Yeah, for silent mode, that's really not bad. Try some scaling, see if it's able to bring us up a bit. Oops, that's not what I want. I want you. Balanced? Let's try that. Yeah, huge jump. Wow, okay. So, as long as you're okay with some scaling, balanced scaling, which doesn't really look any different, to be honest, you can get by with silent mode on high. A little bit lower over here, but I mean, yeah, you're on silent mode. Well above 50, good lows, you'll have a good time.